Hi guys, it's Sarah, the owner and creator of Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a returning viewer, I'm so glad that you're back, and if you're new, welcome. And please feel free to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below and hitting the bell notification so you'll be notified when new videos are posted. I try to post weekly if possible. And let's dive right in, shall we? So for shop update, we're going to get into that All of the Lights cardigan by Locatelli. And I worked on this a bunch this week. I did. I'm shocked because it wasn't a terribly stressful week, but I don't know. Usually this when I get really stressed out, I have a hard time with this pattern because it takes quite a bit of focus. And but one thing I discovered since I actually put some serious time into this one is that the longer you knit on it, so if I give myself a couple hours to work on it versus maybe a half hour, I definitely see a lot more progress. And not only that, which of course that makes sense, but the pattern, I don't really memorize it exactly because it's a pretty intricate pattern, but I feel like I can go quicker, if that makes sense. So as you can see, got some more done. So this is where I was last week, and so I'm working on, it's going to be a long sleeve cardigan. So this is the top portion, and you get right and left side, and then it's going down the back as well. So this is a really interesting pattern. It's knit in sections. I've never done a cardigan before either. Well, I take that back. Never knit a cardigan before. I've only crocheted a cardigan before. So this is a learning experience in so many ways. So you can see what's going on here. And I love this texture stitch. I just think that's looking so cool. It's interesting because in the beginning when I was doing this, I looked at it and I thought it was going to be too loose. I didn't think it was going to create a fabric. I thought it was going to be very holey looking and more like lace work. But it's actually, because it's the Peruvian Highland wool, this is one of my Multifarious Nature yarn colorways that I dyed up in Scarlet. It's on that Peruvian Highland wool, and you can see how nice and fluffy that looks. It really does puff, and I haven't even blocked this yet, so I'm really curious as to how much more that will bloom once it's blocked. So that is really looking nice. You've got the lace work as well, and this beautiful, I guess this is considered a braiding. And of course the back is where you can really see a lot of that. And then this Aran section, it's just so cool. So cool. So it's definitely a learning curve. I've never done Aran patterning. I've only done cable work. So this is quite the learning experience. But it's been really pleasant. Just working with my yarn too. I love Peruvian Highland wool. I haven't worked with it too much, but it has a beautiful texture to it, and then it fluffs when you're working with it. I quite enjoy it. It's non-superwash, so it hasn't been treated, so it really takes color beautifully, as you can see. So this is a tonal, and I'm loving it. So I am alternating skeins, as I've said before, and you guys, seriously, this yarn, look how much is left. So there's still a decent amount left. Obviously it's taking me a while to get through this, but I'm doing the 2 skeins, and then every other row. So I knit one way and then knit back, and then I do the next one. You can see it really doesn't add to a lot of color pooling. It really helps that the color just get nice and evenly distributed. You don't have any major color pooling going on. So I think that's working quite well. I'm pretty sure these skeins I probably dyed up at the same time, but because I did a big batch of them for this sweater. And I mean, look at all that. This is like, so if you haven't ever done cabling or anything like that, it takes up quite a bit of yarn when you're doing that. So I just feel like even though I've gotten all this done, and this is quite a bit of distance, that's quite a bit, there's still about, maybe not, but feels like about half a skein of yarn. Now this is fingering weight, and this again is that Peruvian Highland wool. I don't know if that's going to focus on there or not, but you see that's just so nice and fluffy. I just love it. Just love it. It's soft and fluffy, and it takes the stitches so well. The definition, I just absolutely love it. And that will be the base for this year, Multifarious Nature's first year doing the advent calendars for Christmas time. So those are up for pre-order in the shop, and there are definitely still a couple left. So, you know, if you'd love to nab one, please feel free to follow the link below to the advent calendar, and then you'll get the pre-order. They will not be shipped out until October. So please only purchase that by itself. You know, if you want to buy anything else, buy that separately, because the advent calendars aren't going to ship until October. So just want to put that out there. But it's the Peruvian Highland wool, so that's the same wool that I used in that cardigan. They'll just be, of course, different colorways. So it's a wonderful, wonderful wool that I am becoming more and more acquainted with, and I'm loving it so much. So I'm definitely going to want to knit a lot more in that base, especially garments. I feel like Soxy, I just think it's going to be a really good workhorse yarn, so excited to do that. Next, we've got the works in progress. I have that, I can never say this right, but I think it's curly cowl. And I always have to bring this pattern with me because I always forget to write down the designer, and I, of course, forgot it again. One of these days, I will remember the designer. Oh my gosh. Because I guarantee I'll be working on this even into next week. So, a very little progress, because I actually really focused on the All the Lace cardigan a lot this week. So, and my Forager sweater. So this is all I got done on here. I just got like an inch or so of progress, maybe like about an inch and a quarter. So not a lot of progress. It's a really joyful thing to knit though. It's just like on my lunch breaks, I definitely worked on this and my Forager sweater. So I worked on those too during my lunch break because they're just really easy to work on and pick up and put down, and you don't feel semi-obligated like to finish the row. You just want to because it's addicting, but with the All the Lights cardigan, I just feel the need to finish a row because of the nature of the pattern. It's very intricate to keep track of where you're at. So, but I discovered something. So I haven't done this before, believe it or not. So I'm wearing my Shake It Up shawl by Anna Joanna. That has, it's the Chick That Knits Advent Calendar from last year. I used her yarn, and you can see all this wonderful brioche, and they actually have increases in it and everything. So that was a wonderful experience. But believe it or not, I totally screwed up parts of that brioche, but I never dropped a stitch. I dropped a stitch on here, and I have to say, this is probably the most irritating and nerve-wracking thing to drop a stitch in brioche when you're working in the round, especially. I don't know about if I was working back and forth, but working in the round, because so I dropped a stitch, and then I'm trying to find it. I had to repair it. Here we go. I had to repair it, and I used a crochet hook and did like I would when I fix any knit stitches that are dropped, but that's normally stockinette. I've never done that with brioche, and guess what? I screwed it up, and it's still not right, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm sure there's someone on YouTube that has done like a tutorial on how to fix it, but I did my own thing. I just did. But this is what it looked like, my little fix-it job, and it's totally screwed up because clearly this is not the black, which is supposed to be, like you can see right here. So, oops. But luckily it's brioche, so it's pretty forgiving. You probably won't even notice it because it's hidden in the crevices. Yeah, it's definitely screwed up. I dropped like a stitch that went down like 4 or 5 rows. Oh, so bad. Doesn't your heart just like skip a beat when that happens, when you drop a stitch? Oh my gosh, it's like, oh no. Especially because it's brioche and it's pretty new to me. So I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be good. I think this is the second project I've ever knit with brioche, so it's not hard. It's just that apparently when you drop a stitch, it's probably a little more intricate to try to fix it. And I just don't know how to do that. So it's what it is. I think it'll blend in nicely with it. I will know about it. You guys will know about it, but I don't think, if someone was just looking at it while walking by or something, I don't think they'd really even notice. I just know. So that is a Creole cowl, and I didn't even talk about the yarn that's in it, oh my word. So the beautiful green is my colorway Multifarious Nature's White Pine. It's absolutely beautiful green, and here it is wound up. I love this color so much. And then this was from a thrift store, so no idea, but I'm pretty sure it is like merino, some type of merino, pretty sure. Merino! And then, of course, this is a chick that knits Onyx colorway, and I'm pretty sure it's like a merino silk or nylon, probably merino nylon blend. A lot of her colorways were merino nylon. Pretty sure. Here, I've got it right in front of my darn face. 80% merino wool, 20% nylon. Nailed it. Okay. So there you go. And I'm just loving how that is turning out. It's just so pretty. I knew those colors would look so nice together, that green and blue. So I think I should talk about my finished object. You guys, I have a finished object. I think you can guess what it is, especially if you saw my last video, because I was getting close, and I don't know about you guys, but once you get on that last sleeve, smooth sailing. So this is the Forager sweater by Melody Hoffman, and I so enjoyed this sweater. All right, so I did some minor things to it. So the sleeves, they always say like you could, in the pattern, you said knit to like 4 inches from where you want the end of your sleeve. So that is how I did that. And I just did the little ribbing, kept to the pattern. And you can see the really pretty raglan going on here, increases. And okay, so there's this one spot here. I did not close it up. That is where the short rows, the last part of the short row ends right here. And so it has like a little bit of a gapping, just a little bit. And I did block this, guys. I wove in the ends and I blocked it. And it's still a little bit visible, but I don't think it's enough where it's really a problem. Otherwise I would go in and try to like close it up more. But I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue. I love this neckline. It's nice. It doesn't come up super high. It's really nice. This is, oh goodness, Stonehedge Fiber Mill. In Michigan. It's my local to me yarn. And it's 100% non-superwash merino wool. Super, super soft. So I wore this just the other day. I'm wearing it today. There's a little, I guess there's a little bit of pilling going on, just a little bit. And I wore this without worrying about it. Like I went shopping, I'm running around carrying things, getting all warm and sweaty and all that. And it's just a little bit of pilling like on the underarm where it's gonna rub up against my body. But otherwise, I think it really worked out well. I did extend the length. So I think I extended it by a good almost 4 inches because it stopped like here, almost at the top of your pants, and I just don't want my shorts that short. So I added a good couple inches to it. So that was like the only really modification, I guess. I also did the just knitting it around for the bottom instead of splitting the hem, because you could split the hem so it would have the little V's on the side, and I did not choose to do that. That's just modification you could make. So she did give you both options. Apparently can't talk. She gave you both options. Again, as you can see, like I like the cropped sleeves. I know some people, it irritates them to death, these cropped sleeves, but I love it because I can just do so much. Like I was out planting flowers the other day and I put gloves on and I didn't get dirt all over my sweater. It's awesome. I did dishes last night, and again, it's like you don't get your sleeves all wet. So I love this length of sleeve. If you haven't ever done this, because I know some people, which I've been guilty of this as well, like the longer sleeve for just staying warm, to tuck your hands in so you stay warm. But really, these sweaters are so nice and warm that you don't need that extra length. You're warm already. You like need to breathe, you need your skin to regulate. So this is really nice and warm, super, super warm. Yeah, I can't really think of any issue with it. I really like it. And okay, so this is to keep in mind. So I guess you'd say it's mass produced, even though in my opinion, it seems like it's small, but Stonehedge Fiber Mill, they have dye lots and everything, and you never know like how things are gonna work out. And I just went out on I like broke my own rule. Normally I alternate skeins, but since it's not like hand dyed, it's supposed to be natural-ish color. It's like natural fiber just spun together. I thought, oh, why not? I'll just do one skein and then another when I run out and another and keep going. And that's how I did this, guys. So I did not alternate rows. And I think the coloring is very much even. So I know somewhere around here-ish, somewhere, I can't like remember, but I think it's on my back. But somewhere around this level is where I actually joined another skein, and it just blends beautifully. I don't think it shows up as being like a different color, which can happen when you use a new skein many times. So really excited that turned out the way it did, and it's so nice and warm. It's in the 50s today, I want to say mid 50s maybe, and yesterday, I wore it yesterday? It was in the like mid to high 40s, and I wore this and felt so comfortable. I definitely feel like a little lightweight coat in the 40s would be good, but today I went outside and it was fine in the 50s. So really like the sweater. See, I'm like living in it, like my favorite sweatshirt kind of thing. That's what I want. I wanted this to be a sweater like that I could just throw on, and it would be like a favorite sweatshirt that you just run to. So that was my goal. I can definitely see that happening. I can definitely see making another one of these. I don't usually like to repeat sweaters or patterns in general for the most part, except maybe socks, which then I just find I get really bored of it. And And I guess I did that with that sock pattern when I first making socks. I did like 3 pairs of socks with that pattern, and I got bored of it. I got really bored. Like I didn't want to do it ever again. I'm sick and tired of it kind of thing. So I don't know. I might make another one of these. I feel like it went really quick in my opinion for a sweater. I started it like just a couple weeks ago. I feel like it took me like a month and a half or something to make. And it is worsted weight, so it is a heavier weight. I usually work in fingering mostly, so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But it just, I don't know. And it's just a basic, stockinette. You got your raglans though, and that's where I definitely screwed it up in the beginning. My raglans I screwed up. I always screw up my raglans though. Doesn't surprise me. But yeah, so at the moment I only have 2 projects on the needles that I'm working on. So I'm excited because the next one I want to put on is that, like I had mentioned in a prior video, is the tulip tank. Oh dear, blasted it out. There we go. Tulip tank top by Pearl Soho. That's going to be my next project. And just, such a pretty top. It's a really nice tank. I don't wear a lot of I wear tank tops, but I usually wear them under things. So, but there are days when it's hot enough that you need a tank top. So, like I said, I think it will be long enough in the back. That's my one worry, is this beautiful tulip style backing. It's going to be a little bit low, but I think your pants come to like here, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. I wear higher waisted pants anyway, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. And then I'm going to use this Kaboo by Lion Brand yarn. And I had a bunch of this. It's cotton. It's cotton and bamboo. So really, really soft. It's pretty. It's a silver color is what it is. And I think they'll be good. Oh yeah, so I had mentioned I was going to mix this with this color because initially I thought that would be beautiful together. And in essence, it does look beautiful. And when I knit up a little swatch, because I did a little swatch, and it did look really pretty. However, I put it next to my skin, and I don't know, I felt like it kind of washed me out. And I feel like maybe it's the silver. It might be the silver. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to mix these together anymore. I think I might just do the silver color. And call it a day. So, yeah. That's gonna be my next project. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that'll be my next project. I change my mind though sometimes because, you just really want to make something, and I feel like for most people, you want to work on something that you really enjoy and that you're looking forward to wearing. So it's hard to work on something that you're not really going to be wearing. So even the sweater, I thought for sure I was going to be frustrated because, it's getting warmer out and then I wouldn't be able to wear it until it got cold again. But being in Michigan, and those of you that live here probably know this too, of course, our weather changes like the wind. So, one day it might be 80 degrees and then the next it'll be in the 40s again. So it is hard to completely commit to putting your winter wardrobe away in the springtime because you still have days where a nice warm sweater would be nice to wear. And then you don't have to wear a coat. You just wear the sweater without a coat and you'll be perfectly comfortable. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do next. I think so. I would like to do something else with some Multifarious Nature yarn because I would love to keep showing you guys that. Like I said, we usually work on parts of our house on the weekend, so that's what my husband's been up to. So it's kind of like a life update. So he's been working on our basement. So we're trying to get that finished. And of course, that's where I dye. I dye yarn down there. And yeah, so safe to say, because we were doing like drywall and mudding, you know, so you have to sand all that and everything, and that's quite the process. I haven't been down there. I couldn't dye because there's dust everywhere, and I don't want that getting near any of that stuff, you know, like yarn or anything. So all the yarn is in totes with lids on it, so it's not getting covered in dust, but the tote itself, you know, like there's dust everywhere. So we're getting there. We're so close. We are literally on the point where we're going to be getting carpeting put down, and hopefully that'll be in the next couple weeks, because we just have to wait for the installers to be able to put it in. So I'm really excited, because once that gets put in and installed, then I can finally start dyeing again. I've been itching to dye. I feel good. I want to do it. So I want to get started on the advent calendars. That's really exciting. So hopefully very soon I will be working on that, and yeah, very exciting. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I hope you're creating. I hope you're making something fun. Please share it below what you've been up to. This time of year is so beautiful. The flowers are coming up. Like I said, I planted quite a few more flowers outside. I still have to plant my dahlias. I need to do that soon, the bulbs, so we'll see how that goes. Last year they kind of came up, but I don't know. I'm hopeful that it'll be better this year. I don't know. I mean, I've not really ever done them other than last year, so we'll see. They were kind of not great last year, and they got tall, some of them. Like 1 or 2 of them got tall, and then they just fell over. So I tried to like stake them, but that didn't go so well. We got a bunch of wind, and wind just sometimes ruins things. It really does. So very unfortunate. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cast on that tank top, because I want to work on a tank top. Pretty sure. But then again, more socks might be calling my name. I don't know. See, I put the stuff out here so that I'll work on it, and now it's like I should just put 1 project on there instead of 2, because now I really want to work on the socks a little bit too. I just want to make another type of sock. Yeah, so I washed, speaking of socks, sorry, tangent. So I washed them and blocked them again. This time I actually threw them in the laundry. I mean, I hand washed them. No, I didn't. I actually put them in the laundry. Okay, so I actually threw the socks in the laundry in like a little dry cleaner bag, or like laundry bag, you know, like a little zipper bag. Threw it in there, threw that in the dryer. Oh my gosh, you know, don't do what I do. I'm breaking all the rules here. I threw it in the dryer because I thought, okay, it'll tighten it up a little and hopefully not make it super small. It's basically like what I was thinking. And when I pulled them out, they were still damp, so that was good because I put it on really low temperature, like the lowest temperature that I have. And I mean, I think it shrunk them a little bit, but just a little bit. I mean, I don't think it really shrunk them that much at all. And yeah, I still like these socks. I do like them, but that heel is just too loose. Just too loose, because I tried wearing them in my my shoes, and it just like bunched up in the heel area, and that's just not cool. There's nothing nice about having bunched up socks. So I'm still working on my ideal sock, and I'll get there eventually. Probably my stitch count. I've heard people do the 44 stitches for their like stitch count, and I might need to do that. I might need to try the 44 because this was 64. I think I've done 54, I might need to try the 44 because I think that might be like my ideal. It's my heel. It's always my heel. If you guys have any tips, so like if you've made socks and you're like a sock knitting expert, please leave me a comment below your like trick or tip on how to make a sock that fits snugly in your heel, because I am just having a hard time. If there's a certain style of heel that you have had really good results with, please put that below. I've never done like that Eye of Partridge heel. I've literally only done heel flap and gusset, which I do feel like it fit better than this garter stitch heel. I did the garter stitch heel and no good, not good at all. It's way too loose. I mean, I'll wear these as like little house socks, but I mean, as a like functioning sock to wear in shoes, it's not good. The heel flap and gusset that I made, it fit better on my whole entire foot. And then the heel flap is still a little loose, but I feel like it did fit a little bit better than, definitely fit better than this garter stitch heel. So yeah, if you guys have any tips about sock knitting, especially the fit of heels, please share in the comments below, because I would love to learn from you. I'm struggling with that, and I really want to make socks that fit comfortably, because I do like the feel of knit socks so much. I don't mind regular socks, but there's just something comforting about a hand knit sock. And I'd love to make them as gifts for people and everything, but I struggle to do that because I myself have an issue with the fit. So I really have a hard time making them as gifts for people. So yeah, I'd love to hear your tips. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care. Bye.